What's up, y'all?
Hello.
So, being together for such a long time, we actually have a lot of unique experiences that we go through. One of which is one of the craziest things that I'm kind of embarrassed about actually, which is my mom barged into our house one day where we live at, and she married us.
Yes. So we were only dating for about not even 2 years yet. And I didn't really know much about her at this point. I just knew she was a really sweet lady, and all the ass beating stories that Bart told me about, I was like, no way. This woman is so small, so petite, so cute, so kind, considerate, and like she doesn't look crazy. You know what I mean?
She's like 5 feet, 100 pounds, if that, maybe like 90.
If at the most, like on her fat days, she's probably like 98 pounds.
Here's a perfect picture of her. Imagine a 5-foot lady, 90 pounds, wearing a visor all the time, the Asian visor. She has white driving gloves all the time, and she has these Skechers shape-ups that are like this thick all the time.
Or if she's not wearing those, she's wearing pink Nike Cortezes.
That's true. And in addition to her visor, which blocks out the sun, she also wears sunglasses. So sometimes she'll have double UV protection.
Yeah.
So that's my mom. Proceed.
Yes. So I didn't know this side that he's telling you guys about. I didn't know this side about her. I'm like, babe, come on, stop it. You're being really, really exaggerated. Okay. So we were living at my first location where he moved in with me. We were living there. We had some issues that we had to move out. So we moved out, and we found this cute little quaint spot for just like us two. And one day, like Bart said, no exaggeration, she barges in, very politely though, it's like a polite barge. She barges in, and she walks us to our bedroom, right? She sits us down.
She's met us. She met you plenty of times already. So don't take it as if this is the first time they ever met. They already know. She knows we live together. She knows we've been together for quite a bit now. We've ate a lot. But the crazy part is she comes in and she just grabs both of her hands and goes into the bedroom.
Yeah, and she says, you know, I have to talk to you guys about something. And she grabs both of her hands, walks us over to our bedroom, and she sits us down. So there's 3 grown-ass people in the bedroom, sitting on the floor Indian style. She's in the middle, she's holding Bart's hand that's to her right, and then she's holding my hand and I'm on her left, right? Mm-hmm. So she starts talking about love and, you know, loyalty and friendship and trust and openness and being one unit, and, you know, when you get older, you have to have a great family and you can never fight. If you fight, you know, the person that starts to fight first is always wrong. Like, she's very philosophical, right?
Very.
She's very traditional, and she's very about, like, just having the family be one unit. So I was like, okay, because I've heard these speeches a lot already, because she's always, like, every time I see her, it's like she's giving me this new piece of advice about life. So I'm already used to her spiel, right? So I'm sitting there and we're just holding hands, and I'm kind of drifting in and out of the conversation because it goes on forever, right? I love her, but she just could talk forever. So I'm kind of drifting in and out of this conversation. And after about like 35 minutes, she starts like bringing our hands closer together, and she starts like holding our, like she starts gripping it harder, right? So I'm still kind of not paying attention, but then she says, Gio, and she's looking intently into my eyes, right? She's like, Gio, do you love Bart? And obviously I'm just like, yeah. And then she looks at Bart, and then she says, Bart, do you love Gio? He says yes. And then she gets our hands. No bullshit. She gets our hands, and then she brings them close together, and she makes us hold hands. She goes, Gio, do you take Bart to be your husband? And at this point, I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? And now I'm really paying attention because I'm like, wait, what did I miss? Like the past 32 minutes? Like what was she talking about?
What did you miss the past year and a half of thinking you understand like your man's mom, but then she comes in and pulls like this fast one over you?
Well, my first thought was, what the fuck? The second one was, all right, Gio, you're tripping. because there's kind of a language barrier because she has an accent, right? So sometimes her words will come out perfect, but for the most part, I kind of have to like decipher what she's trying to tell me. So my second thought was, okay, maybe I missed some things and there was something lost in translation here. So she's just probably trying to say, hey, you guys are starting your new life together without roommates and without mom and without dad and stuff. So now you guys are like adults, you guys are living together and on your own. So that's what I was thinking, right? So then, so I'm like, all right, okay. So yeah, she's not marrying us right now. But I was like, I do. Because I do. I want to spend my life with him and I love him or whatever, right?
Your life with me or the rest of your life?
Anyway, and then the rest of my life.
Fine.
And then so she asks Bart the same question, and I'm looking at Bart's reaction, right? Because I'm like, I'm still kind of like on the fence. Like, is she trying to marry us, or is it just a language barrier here? Like, well, what's happening? So I'm trying to read his facial expression, and this dude is a freaking rock. There's nothing going on. So now that kind of validates that I'm tripping and that there's just that lost in translation thing, language barrier that I'm thinking, right? So I'm like, all right, then it's normal. So now she asks him the same question. He replies with the same thing. And then she brings Bart and my hands together and she's like, now you guys are married. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? My heart's racing. I'm like, wait, what? And then she starts talking about do you remember she started talking about your grandparents and like how they want to send us like special rings?
She did have rings.
No, not then and there. She did?
Yeah, she had those rings already made.
Oh shit, she did. No, she bought it afterwards.
No, it was a premeditated marriage. She just got back from visiting from grandparents. This is, what is this? This is first degree marriage. She thought it out. She already went and got rings from my grandparents, brought it back. This is like a 3-month marriage.
That is hilarious.
In the process.
And because you didn't know our ring sizes, it was like pure, it was like what, 18 karat gold, right? But it were like the band, it was like adjustable.
Adjustable rings.
And I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on here? I seriously had no idea how to deal with this. Like, who marries people out of nowhere? And like, I just kept looking at him for like some sort of like facial support, like where he could at least be like, no, I saw this.
Well, how did that make you feel though?
I felt completely lost and completely alone, and I'm like, what is, I thought I was dreaming. I thought it was like some sort of Inception type of movie happening in my life, because it's so surreal. Like
who the fuck does that, right?
Who does that? Yeah, I didn't know. I had no idea what to do.
What were some crazy things that have scarred you or have a permanent imprintation in your visual memory compared to this?
I guess catching my parents having sex is one that's gonna be there, but